Liverpool versus everybody. What's happening, people? Good morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are on this lovely Saturday afternoon almost. I don't know. I think it's about 12 here. Shaqiri. Yes, got him. Um, and I want to speak about a few things. Listen, there's still some question about Shaqiri, and I get those questions. I had them. I may still have a few because almost with any signing. You never really know. Jewy, what's up? He says banging deal. It is a banging deal. I agree with that. People are concerned with his um, style of play and is he going to press enough? Is he going to be lazy? Is he going to cause trouble in the dressing room? Um, Listen, Jason, what's up, man? He's got more creativity stats than Salah and Mane, believe it or not. He's got more interceptions than both of them. Tackles one, he's got more than Salah. For everything we say about Salah, Salah is not the best at tracking back. He will do it from time to time. Um, he definitely gets in on some of the pressing to win the ball back. Um, but Shaqiri is going to be fine with that. He's going to be fine with that. The Jewish says even if we fuck up 13 mil, we are complaining. Absolutely no loss. If we, again, it's low risk and high reward. That's the title of the video. That's how I feel. There's not much you can risk with this for the amount of money you got. It was 24 million as far as American dollars, but 13, 14 million euros. You can't really complain about that. You know what I mean? The confidence, the brashness that he exudes um, within himself when he plays is a big thing, and I think Klopp echoed that sentiment. Jason, I'm struggling to see how we're setting up the season. Um, yeah, I think that's probably a good thing that you're struggling to see that because that means that we have no clear idea, which I think is good going in. I think it's good going to the season against teams because as good as the 4-3-3 is, let me read this comment. What's up, Matt? Klopp said he does give Salah a leeway on pressing to maximize his acting. Yeah, that's true. I'm just saying. I think some of the questions of Shaq is well from a Liverpool great who I tend not to listen to anymore is Stevie Nickel. He seems to question whether he can do that in his attitude, whatever. Listen, Klopp's bringing this guy in. They would have had a one-on-one conversation. Shaqiri knows what to expect in his team. You know, if he doesn't work off the ball, he won't be playing much. So that's the thing. I'm glad you asked that. Was that Jewy? I think we can play 4-2-3-1. He can be right under Firmino. I think we can have Firmino at the 10 and have Salah up front as a striker, Shaqiri at the right. Flip flop Shaqiri and Mane. Listen, I think Shaqiri will play far more than a lot of people think. And I made a video for Anfield Roar recently, and I said it there. I'll say it here. There's been some things about him bringing a cushion because he'd be sitting in the bench. Yeah, surely. The idea is that he's to add depth, right? Mike, what's up, buddy? Good to see you in here. But I think Shaqiri will play a lot more than we think. And again, that confidence he has. And I don't care about the clips that people are showing of him in training, scoring impossible goals. Um, but I think he really brings a nice element, and he's a guy that you can see Klopp likes to go for guys whether it be defensive, attacking, midfield that can play more than one position. Shaqiri can play across that front three, or even an attacking midfield player. Um, I've said it for the longest time. I think the Fakir deal is off. I don't think it's going to happen. I hope I'm wrong. We need to be going for Rabiot, whatever his name is, the PSG midfielder. He claims to be a Liverpool fan, claims to want to play in the Premier League. We need to be going for that guy. That's just my opinion. So hopefully that's something that can happen. I don't know. We'll see. Dominic says people say he'll cause arguments in the dressing room. Yet look how he settled in. Naby can cause just as much trouble in training as him, but nobody will mention that. Actually, people have mentioned that, and I think both of those things are ridiculous. But I'll address that in a second. The Jewy 4-2-3-1. Mane Salah will play as right mid, and I'm not as left winger and right wing. Okay. Jason says I think he may alternate with Ox ahead of Fabian. It could be, yeah. Matt says Shaqiri can play as a 10, I think. Yeah, yeah. Again, he's yes, 8, 10, all of that. Um, he is a bit slow, though. Who's a bit slow? You talking about Shaqiri? I don't think, if you're talking about Shaqiri, I think I think he's far from slow, in my opinion. Julie, why does he need to change his attitude? That's exactly what we. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, he's not slow. I don't get that. Thank you, Julie. Oh, the PSG dude is slow. Okay, okay. Rabiot slow? I don't know. I mean, I think he's really effective at what he does. I don't know if I'd call him slow. I've watched a bit of him. I watched a whole lot, so maybe I need to look at some clips. But I think Rabiot would be a really good signing for anybody. Hopefully Liverpool can get in for him. But yeah, the attitude that is ridiculous. I mean, I kind of get what they're saying. I mean, listen, Klopp, Klopp thanks, Julie. Klopp is a guy that, for whatever reason, when he gets these players, he tends to get them to you know play along, if you will, for lack of a better term. He gets them to buy into what he sees as the best to get the highest potential he can out of these players. So I'm not really worried about that. I'm not concerned with his past transgressions or the attitude he might have had at Bayern, Inter, Stoke, whatever. A bench guy anyway. Yeah, people keep saying that. I'll address that in a second. Jason, let's be honest. He's slow as he's required to play at PSG. If Klopp needs him to speed up, he'll speed up. Yeah, I'm not really. We can't. Look, in this day and age, you can't really. I shouldn't say you can't, but it's hard to really say, oh, he didn't do this at so and so, so he's not going to do it. We all know Salah didn't do well at Chelsea, and that's for a lot of other reasons. He did good at Roma. He did good at Fiorentina, in my opinion. Did he do as good as he did at Liverpool? No. So, I mean, Mane, I thought he was Southampton's best attacking player as long as he was there, as long as I was watching the Premier League and he was on that team. But did we think he can be as good as he's become now? I don't think so. There's so many different, examples you could use. So, I'm not really bothered by what he did at other teams because he's with our team now. And there's other salty fans who would say, oh, he didn't want to come to us, and so why should we? Listen, we got the guy for a very, very low price. And again, it's a very, very low risk in my estimate, in my opinion. And I think he could really, really help the team. So I'm not worried about him or Naby having attitude problems. I'm just not. I don't really think that's going to be a problem. Salah's a bit cocky too. You need that to be. Yeah, yeah, no, very true. I mean, just like we can get on, Kane for missing that goal in the World Cup, but you got to take the shots. You want your striking talent, your goal scorers to be greedy to an extent. You know what I mean? That's what you have. Your other players, your midfield guys, your guys who are looked at as facilitators, assists, things of that nature to do that. So, sure, if you're in a situation where Firmino's on goal, but maybe there's an easier shot for Mane. I know Mane had shots taken at him for games where he didn't make the right pass. Listen, those things are going to happen, but you want your goal scorers, your goal scoring threats at least, to be greedy for the majority of the time. You know what I mean? You don't want them passing up on chances that they have that are wide open. So, again, not much to say here about Shaqiri, just that I like the move. I really do. And I can understand the people who aren't really thrilled about it. But the thing that I can say to that is just let's wait and see. You never know how good a signing is going to be, no matter what he did in the team he came from. Good, bad, indifferent, in the mid, whatever. You know, under Klopp though, he's had a track record of really bringing the best out of players, especially field players, goalkeepers. But field players for the most. What's the last player we got that plays out in the field that Klopp has gotten? Well, that the club has gotten while Klopp is there that hasn't worked out. People have talked about Genie. Genie arguably was better, played more at Newcastle slightly, had more goals, all at home, I believe, but or is it all away? Yeah, all at home. But I mean, most of the players that we get, they tend to improve. So I'm not too concerned with a lot of the negative things that have been said. I mean, I think Shaqiri is a really, really good buy. Someone said recently that if you just take the Champions League game, Salah comes off. You look at the bench, you got Shaqiri. You're probably thinking, okay, you know what? We may be able to keep this going. Another guy with pace, another guy with brashness, confidence, cockiness, speed, power, pace, whatever. So it cannot. There's no way this could be a bad thing. You know what I mean? And I think he can really, really contribute with goals and assists. I really do. And again, lastly, to say it again, sure, we can say he's a bench player or he's just a guy to add depth because he definitely is a guy to add depth and he will be on the bench a lot of times. But That's the other thing. Playmakers, set pieces. Guys are looking at this the wrong way, I think. Dominic says sending Wilson on loan is a stupid move. If Salah gets injured and then Shaqiri comes in, we have no one on the bench. That's the thing. I feel like even the club might be thinking, okay, we got Shaqiri, we have our depth on the wing. No, I think you got to get a Moses Simon, a Zaha maybe. I mean, you have to continue to build depth. You can't be, us as supporters can't be concerned with, oh, where he's going to play. No. Depth is what you need, and you need that depth to be just as good. In some cases, maybe better. Look at City. I hate doing this. City for me is more of a rival now. I hate City. I hate the fans, but you can't knock what they're doing there as far as building their depth. Now they just got Riyad Mahrez, and everybody's saying, "Where is he going to play? Is he going to play?" That's not for the supporters to worry about. When the season starts, you'll see where they'll play. I mean, when you have that many players, let the manager figure out. Let that be his headache. We shouldn't be concerned with that. I never get that with Liverpool fans. It's just like we get players like, oh, well, we have too many midfielders. No, there's no such thing as having too many good players in as many positions. Um, Dominic Zaha price to tag as a joke. 60 million for a player who got worse outputs than Shaqiri. I don't know. That's this day and age of football, though, Dom. I mean, almost every price is a joke, really. I mean, unless it's a relegated team, like in Shaqiri's case. So, I don't think 60 million is necessarily a joke. I mean, what would you suggest would be a good amount for Zaha? Um, I mean, and honestly, if I had to pick, not necessarily just based on stats, I go with Zaha. We have Shaqiri, but I would love Zaha personally. Jason, City are like Golden State. We're like the Cavs. That's actually a decent comparison. Although the Cavs do have a championship in the last few seasons. They have a title. So, but yeah, no. I mean, City is definitely like Golden State. They just keep getting players, and they find roles for them. So, I mean, to me, Riyad Mahrez was a guy that I was really slightly disappointed when we pulled out. I'm not pulled out, but it came out that we were never really interested in him because I thought he really, really could help us. As much as I hate to say it, he could have been that Coutinho role kind of guy. Set pieces, delivery, assist, creator, magician, whatever. Thompson says Shaqiri created 77 goal chances, more than any current Liverpool. Yeah, that's the thing. People, again, he's a creative hub, and he's a cerebral guy. He really is. I mean, his touch from set pieces and just from open play is really, really, really good, man. And that's something that we're gonna need. So if nothing else, that's big for me. And yeah, he could be a super sub, perhaps. Dominic, I'd pay 35 to 40 max for Zaha. Crystal Palace think he's near to level of Mahrez by that valuation. Yeah, I mean that's fair enough. That's fair enough. I think Zaha is one of those guys that he needs to be like cuddled and loved and all that. He really does, and that's when he tends to do I think his best. And I think while Pardew was there, he had that. And even when is it Hodgson? Hodgson, who's the manager now? The old guy used to coach, used to manage England. So he needs that. Obviously, he would get that with Klopp. He tends to go in and out of games if things aren't going well. You can see him yelling at his teammates, the exasperation over his face when the pass doesn't go his way. So again, it's some things that would need to be hardened a bit, but Zaha under Klopp would be an animal. I agree. I think a player like Zaha under Klopp, I mean, his wings would totally spread. I mean, he would be as free as he wanted to be. It's his kind of football, all out attack. He would love the idea of pressing to get the ball back to get him more chances to score. Zaha's a no-brainer. I think whatever team he goes to, I think he'll be. Well, I shouldn't say whatever team, but I think if he gets a move away from Crystal Palace, which in my opinion is long overdue, depending on the manager, he could really, really do some things that are special in the Premier League or any other league, in my opinion. I don't think some realize how good Shaqiri actually is. He's been around bums, and nobody has finished his chances. No, it's true. It's very true. Very true. I think I put my hand up as one of those people at one point. I wasn't big on Shaqiri. I'll be honest. I wasn't big on Shaqiri. And playing at a Stoke team, I would have liked to see him put in more goals. I think Arnautovic probably was the better of the two while they both were there together. But no, Shaqiri is, I think, slightly underrated still. And I think a lot of it has to do with him not doing well at Bayern, not doing well at Inter, not lasting long at all at Inter. Then coming to Stoke almost as if, to say, well, I couldn't cut it with the big boys, so I'm going to come to a smaller team at Stoke. So, Mitchell, good to see you again, brother. Says, I'm really excited by XS. I love that. He looks like a really determined guy. I'm gonna back him to push his way into the first. Yeah, for spells this season. Think he'll blow hot and cold. Yeah, he could, and that's fine. I mean, when we got everybody else in sync, he's not gonna be perfect every game, and he might have a situation like Ox where you got to kind of bet him in. Hopefully not, because we need these guys to come in and try to get off as fast as they could. So it's good to get him in now, get him in training, get him used to the hard work that they do. I mean, every player has said, I think every player in any club, that no one really looks forward to this preseason stuff. The training is just relentless. The running test, it really maxes you out physically. So, but I think Shaqiri will be up for it. Imagine what he can do around good players. Yeah, no, that's true, Dominic. Good point. Thompson, Mike, what's your take on Jorginho to Chelsea? Look, another player snuffed under City. Great. I mean, I think City were in for him, but maybe Pep was thinking like, I got enough right now. Let me just, at least at midfield, let me look somewhere else. Jorginho is more of a DM. Is that right? So I think Conte might go to Barcelona. Honestly, and how amazing. I mean, Conte has come from like literally nowhere. All due respect, the teams he's played for, they come to Leicester, then to Chelsea, then to Barcelona. And listen, man, I mean, I think he would really, really thrive in any league, but especially in a league. If he's doing what he's doing in the Premier League, how quick and fast and physical this league is and taxing on you, listen, he's going to murder La Liga. So I think he might be off. To have him and Conte, I mean, unless you're just putting Bakayoko up for sale or you're getting rid of him, which I can see Sarri doing. Listen, Sarri's a racist, homophobic, cigarette smoking part is not that bad. I smoke cigarettes probably as much as him. It's a disgusting habit, but he'll fit right in with Chelsea. I hate to say it. I mean, not all Chelsea fans are racist, but we know what Chelsea's about. So I mean, to get behind a guy like that, I don't know. I don't know, and I really don't know what that means for Bakayoko. So yeah, I mean, maybe Jorginho and Conte there. I don't know. Maybe Jorginho's more of a box to box guy. Maybe I got that wrong with him. Dominic been really disappointed with Auriga this preseason. Yeah, Solanke as well, but definitely Auriga. He thought maybe coming back from the loan spell he would improve. Still early in the preseason, you never know, but it doesn't look too good. I'm not watching the game currently, so does anyone know the scores are still 0-0? Why haven't we buried Barry yet? I don't get it. I thought he was good before preseason, but he isn't good enough, and even a backup. Yeah, that's a shame because we need to be trying to see who we can have as backup that we already have in our team before we go buy guys. But I'm sure Klopp and them are probably thinking, look, we've tried this with Origi, but no. Mike or Mitchell says, does Jorginho to Chelsea mean Conte to PSG? Dan, you beat me to it. Well, I didn't say PSG, but that's another option. Especially if, even with Rabiot there, I think, you think maybe PSG would have an upper hand, being as though, Conte and playing with the French side and being familiar with France in general, or Paris, France, whatever. So I think PSG or Barca, he could be going out, man. He's a hot commodity right now. He's been one since he did real well at Leicester. So Harry Toner, what's up? What other signings do you think we need to challenge for the title other than a goalkeeper? I could tell in a second. Good question. Dominic Walsh. It's ended 0-0. Oh, okay. No goals against Barry? Wow. All right. Anybody watch the game? Can you tell me who was standouts, maybe? Jason says there are Conte-type players elsewhere. Premier scouting is non-existent, which is why we want an 80 million goalkeeper who hasn't done anything. Who's the 80 million goalkeeper who hasn't done anything? Refresh my memory on that one. Dominic says Allison seems to be edging closer. A lot of Roman and English journalists. I've been reading that too. Yeah. Wait, what did Pierce say? Pierce and Bascom confirmed last night. We still went. Okay. Yeah, I did. Curtis Jones was the only good second. Wow, that's saying a lot. All right, Liverpool. Well, at least it's another game with no loss. Back to the question. Who asked that about? Who I think? What other signings do you think we need? So I listen. I don't think it'll happen, but I think another attacking player couldn't hurt. I mean, you just don't know with the preseason. So another attacking player. There's a plethora of them. So take your pick. I'll get to that question in 1 second, Mitchell. Thanks you guys for interacting, man. This is dope. I appreciate it. Another attacking player, another midfield player that could be, I guess, attacking as well. Okay, attacking player like another winger is what I'm saying. Slash forward, whatever. Midfielder, obviously goalkeeper and center back. I think center back could be an essential thing. You don't really know what Matip or Lovren really, with as far as the injury records and stuff like that. Against a long cover, so that's what I would say. Mitch says, do you have an opinion on the inflated transfer fees since Neymar TV deals? Do you think they will crash it? I don't know, man. I don't pay too much attention to that. I mean, I don't really have an opinion on it, really. It's football. Things have gotten really silly as far as money. That's why I was saying to Dom's thing about Zaha going for 60. I mean, in this day and age, is it really crazy? So the TV deals and all that. As long as I can watch Liverpool play, I don't really care about it. So, but it'll probably crash at some point. Need a playmaker is essential. Yeah, yeah, I agree. I agree. Shaqiri is one of those, but we can definitely use another one, especially a guy who we think will be starting maybe more often than Shaqiri. Um, so yeah, Leicester City scouting team is very underrated. Guys like Conte and Mahrez. Yeah, no, I agree. Michael Thompson. Not only just them, they've been bringing in guys. Some of them haven't worked. I mean, Ahmed Musa, who had a really good World Cup, I thought, for Nigeria. Islam Slimani, really good in Portugal. Didn't really cut it at Leicester. But yeah, they've been doing really good recruiting for a long time. Underrated indeed. Dominic says Pierce and Bascom both said we still want a 10 and a goalkeeper. Okay, cool, great. And look, if we do that, then I'm good. If we get a 10 and a goalkeeper, I'm fine with that. Dominic says, unreal to think 5 years ago Conte was playing in the French. I know. The guy is just amazing. He's amazing and so humble, so just down to earth, just like a regular dude. You would never know he was a $1 million making or millions of dollar making football player. And I think he should be the highest paid midfielder in the world. I'm sorry, next to Modric. I mean, when I think of midfielders, he's up there. So, but yeah, that's it for me, guys. 20 minutes is good enough. That's all I really wanted to talk about. So thank you, Dominic. Thank you, Mitchell. Thank you, Jason. Thank you. Who else is in here? Harry. Am I missing anybody? Jason, I said that. Yeah, thank you guys. If I missed you, wasn't Jewy, of course. Thank you, Jewy. So see you guys. Matt, thank you. Sorry, I don't want to miss anybody. All right, appreciate you guys. Take care.